The cool thing about video game remakes is that it takes an older, more classic game and updates them with modern graphics, gameplay, and also a bunch of quality of life enhancements that just make the game a more pleasurable experience. In the case of Fire Emblem, we had a few remakes, most notably Shadow Dragon, New Mystery Emblem, and of course the most recent one, which I actually discussed in my last video, Echo Shadows of Valencia, which is the remake of Gaiden. Now, in terms of remakes of what should be next, I think a Binding Blade remake should be the next option for Fire Emblem to make. The biggest reason I can think of as to why Binding Blade should get a remake over all the other games is that it makes sense from a marketing promotional standpoint. A lot of Smash Bros fans love Roy. You know, he's cool, he's got the sword, it's on fire, cuts things, it's on fire. He's a cool dude with red hair, sword's on fire. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. And Roy's our boy. He is indeed our boy. So it makes sense that a lot of Smash Bros fans will actually want to play Roy's game. Unfortunately, they didn't have the chance to play Roy's game. Either they probably just didn't download the emulator and play the ROM. They probably don't know the ROM exists, or they're just not really into Fire Emblem yet. Maybe they haven't got that first taste of the games yet. Maybe they want to, but they just for some reason just can't get into it. And I think a Binding Blade remake saying, hey look, this is Roy's game, would 100% attract a lot of Smash Bros fans into playing Roy's game. They could be like, yes, we get to use our fire sword, we get to use our boy Roy, and frankly I want a Binding Blade remake. Now if they're gonna remake Binding Blade, they have to address a lot of the issues that plagued the original. First off, Arcadia, just get rid of it, please. Just do us all a favor, just get rid of it. We don't need it, nobody wants it. Get rid of it. Find a way to change the story where we don't have to play that freaking shitty map ever again. Another thing that can change is the reinforcements. Now, Binding Blade is notorious for having reinforcements that spawn, then move on the same turn, and it's just a nightmare, man. You can't really, unless you look at a guide, which a lot of gamers don't do because of gamer pride, they won't do. And when they see those reinforcements, they're unexpected. They probably have their healer in a very vulnerable spot, meaning they're gonna get Iron Lance to death by those fucking Riven Riders. The last thing that should be fixed in a Binding Blade remake is Roy's late promotion. He promotes way too late. You only get to use your cool fire sword for a short amount of time, and I think a lot of fans would be pretty disappointed that maybe make his promotion around at least 3 chapters earlier. 2 or 3 chapters would be fine. I feel it would give a lot more time to use that awesome fire sword. And maybe while we're on that subject of the fire sword, maybe they can increase the usage. 20 uses, man, that's nothing. That is freaking nothing. But I mean, granted, it is a pretty broken weapon. It is the strongest weapon in the game by far. It's stupid. It's stupid how broken that weapon is. But yeah, if a Binding Blade remake does happen, please increase the uses of the Binding Blade even just a little bit. If you have to nerf it slightly, please don't. But if you have to, just increase the uses more, because we all want to use our fire sword, damn it. And the biggest reason why a Binding Blade remake should happen over any other game is because Echo's director Kenta Nakanishi said in an interview that Roy's story was never told and that he would actually love to do a Binding Blade remake. And seeing how solid of a remake Echo's was, I think a Binding Blade remake would be a perfect project for Nakanishi to do. But anyway guys, those are my thoughts as to why Binding Blade should get a remake. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Should Binding Blade get a remake, or should we get a remake of another game, namely Genealogy or Thracia? Anyway guys, I'm General Van, and I'll see you next time. Peace, have a great day.